Today we're going back and doing some 6th and 7th grade review before we can move on to the 8th grade material. There's no, we can't move on and do the 8th grade stuff if we can't do the basics. So we need to make sure that we can do one-step equations with adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing. If we have the equation x minus 13 equals negative 37, hopefully in 6th or 7th grade you learn from your teacher that wherever the equal sign is, you should break this problem in half. Draw a line down the equal sign. You need to have a right side and a left side to the equation. Find the variable that you're solving for, which in this case is x. And we want to get x by itself on the left-hand side. We want nothing else over here with it. So right now it's got a 13 over here with it. So if I read this problem, it says x minus 13. We're trying to undo the work. So the opposite of subtracting 13 is we're adding 13. So I'm going to add 13 to this side. And here's the reason why we drew the line. If I add 13 here, I need to add 13 to this side. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. The whole reason we're doing this is we want these to be opposites of one another. A negative 13 and a positive 13, if I combine those together, they make a big whopping 0. They cancel each other out. And so the only thing left on this side is x. That was the point of why we did this. But over here, these do not cancel out. This is now the math problem. So use your calculator if you need to. And type this in, negative 37 plus 13. Or, if you remember your rules from 7th grade, when the signs are different, you take away. So 37 take away 13 is 24, and we keep the sign of the one with the larger value. 37 is bigger, it was negative, so my answer stays negative. So x equals negative 24. If we have another one, y plus 9 equals a negative 42. Same thing, first thing we want to start is find the equal sign, break the problem in half. Get a right hand side and a left hand side. This time we're solving for y. We want to get y to be the only thing over here on this left hand side. So we need to undo the problem. So if you read it to yourself, right now it says y plus 9. The opposite of adding 9 is subtracting 9. So if I take away 9 here, I'm going to take away 9 from this side. Once again, we want these to be the opposites. Positive 9 and negative 9 cancel out. They make a big 0. The only thing left on this side is y. Now over here, use your calculator once again if you need to. Negative 42 minus 9. Or from 7th grade, we should have learned the rule that when the signs are the same, we add these. So 42 plus 9 is 51. And we keep the sign. So negative 51 is the answer. Negative 26 equals t minus 7. Notice I already started by breaking the problem in half to get a right hand side and a left hand side. This time we're solving for the variable t. T's on the right hand side. That doesn't matter. We want t to be the only thing then on the right hand side. So if I read the problem, it says t minus 7. So once again, we want to undo this. The opposite of subtracting 7 is adding 7, or a positive 7. So if I add 7 here, I need to add 7 here. We want these two to be opposites, and they will cancel out. T is the only thing left. Come to this side, signs are different. We take away. 26 minus 7 is 19. Keep the sign of the larger value, which is negative 26. Negative 19 is my answer. Or once again, plug it in your calculator. Hopefully you have paper and pencil out. And I want you guys to try that one. We're solving for a, it's on the right hand side. We want a to be the only thing here. So how do we get rid of the 9? Right now it says a plus 9. So the opposite of adding 9, subtract 9. If I take away 9 here, I need to take away 9 here. These will cancel out, make a big 0. Use your calculator if you need to. Our signs are the same, so we add them and get 28 and keep the sign which is negative. So negative 28 equals a is my final answer. That is the adding subtracting ones. What happens if the problem looks like this? And it says 4x equals negative 36. Same rule applies. We need to find the equal sign and always break this in half. Get our right hand side and left hand side. How do we undo this and get x by itself? Do we take away 4? Does it say x plus 4? Two things side by side mean to times. This says 4 times x. So we're trying to undo it. The opposite of timesing by 4, dividing by 4. So if I divide this side by 4, I need to divide this side by 4. Now these don't really cancel out and get a big 0. What is 4 divided by 4? It's a giant 1. We get 1x. We want 1x. We don't want nothing. We don't want 0 here. So we want 1x there. And then over here we got to do the math problem. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. 36 divided by 4 is 9. Once again, if you need to, use your calculator. X equals negative 9. Same rule applies if it's on the other side. If we have negative 7 equals negative 7t, break the problem in half, find the variable you're solving for, which in this case is t. He's on the right hand side. Be careful. Two things side by side mean the times. So the opposite is divide. But don't just divide by 7. Because now the 7's cancel, but you're still left with a negative in there. You need to divide by the negative as well. So that allows those to cancel out too. So if you divide by negative 7 here, divide by negative 7 here. Negative divided by a negative makes a positive. And 77 divided by 7 is 11. So 11 equals t. We could also see problems that look like this. We could have x, 5 here, equals a negative 8 here. Still break it in half. Solving for x. We want x to be the only thing here. Okay, we'll read this. What does this say? X divided by 5. So what is the opposite of dividing by 5? Opposite dividing is timesing. So we're going to times by 5. Well, if I times that by 5, I have to times this by 5. The whole reason why we times was to get those to cancel. So x is the only thing left. But over here, those aren't going to cancel. There's the math problem. Negative times a positive is a negative. 8 times 5 is 40. So x equals a negative 40. If we had 12 equals a divided by negative 3, I want you guys to do that one. Opposite dividing is timesing. So we're going to times by a negative 3. So that way they both cancel. The negatives will cancel and the 3's will cancel. So if I times this side by -3, I need to make sure I times this side by -3. Negative times a positive makes a negative. 3 times 12 is 36. And the only thing left over here is my A. A equals -36. Okay. Hopefully this is a review from 6th and 7th grade. We need to make sure we have this down so we can get the concept for 8th grade coming up. If you're watching this from home, there will be some assignments online that you need to finish up in the Nearpod assignment. If you're doing this in class, you need to come back to my desk and pick up the review assignment from my desk and work on that for the rest of the period.